That's very helpful. And on that, maybe on pushing demand or creating demand, pushing products or creating demand. Maybe we turn back to Suleimane. Suleimane, are you with us again?
Yes, I'm here, Tishbert, and sorry for the technical hiccup.
Great to have you. Great to have you. So,
right.
From your view on generating demand and creating that engagement, sort of what in your view is blocking that, and how do you see that as a challenger coming into this market? How can we take the next steps, or how would you want to take the next steps?
Okay, I'm challenger and partner as well, because we are new actors and we are partnering with the insurers. So what we believe in ASSURAF and most of the new actors is that unfortunately the insurance sector has sort of lost its way in focusing on the customer, and that's what we really need to get back to, and to try and address the reasons why customers do not engage with insurance. And I'll name 4 of those. The first one is trust. People do not simply trust insurance. Why? The lack of clarity and transparency. We believe that insurance needs to be clear and simple. Simple in the words they use, to ban the jargon, the insider speak, the legalese, so that people know exactly what are the coverage that they are buying, which leads us to the claim process. To make the claim process more transparent, and the claim process usually, I usually say that if it's not clear at the subscription, it might drive claims issue, because people might think that they are covered for things they are simply not covered, or they haven't read, or they didn't understand exactly what they were taking coverage from. So the first one is trust. And this is one big pillar that is mandatory to try and increase the penetration of insurance. The second one is culture. We need to make a lot of effort in educating people, educating in financial literacy. What are the benefits? To really focus on all the communication touch points, so that the information is given to the consumers, and that they really understand what are the benefits. One other side of introducing things in the culture is maybe also the regulator to make mandatory some of the insurance guarantees. But that comes with the requirement of also strengthening and enforcing the payment of claims. If you make one insurance mandatory, at the same time, you should be able to make sure that the insured or the claimants are being paid what's due. The third pillar is access. And that's where comes the technology part. Although, it's not all about technology, because insurance needs to be omni-channel. It needs to be online, it needs to be offline as well. But technology helps put it all together in a platform that will reach the end customer, but that will also enable the distribution network and the distribution agents, so that they are more efficient in the way that they address the consumers, and also that some of the repetitive, dull tasks and information to the customer are provided by technology, so that the business itself can focus on a more critical business writing. So that will drive a lot of operational efficiency. The last part that I will touch on is affordability. Simply put, more than half of the population in our region is under the poverty line. So they simply cannot afford most of the insurance products that are being offered. And addressing the poorest and the least educated requires to design, distribute, and provide these insurance services differently. So microinsurance is one example. And also in this part, technology will also help build new business models, new products, and also to enable what's called embedded insurance, meaning to integrate insurance in some of the the products and services that the population is consuming more. So I believe addressing these 4 pillars, obviously this is not exhaustive. There was a whole lot we can say about insurance, but from my perspective, these 4 pillars are the main reasons that insurers can and have to address.
And Suleimana, when you say that, also sort of affordability, access, it's the same words I used and that Dr. Karkese and Mr. Ngulube and Rashidat Adebesi use. So why are insurance companies not succeeding in your view? Because, I mean, they think of the same problem, yet at the same time, we're still in the same situation. What's your view on what's blocking the progress of the insurance companies to actually address these issues?
Okay. On the affordability side, I believe insurance companies fail to address the mass market. And to address the mass market, they cannot address it with their current operations. Because to address the mass market, you need massive engagement. And that engagement cannot be through the distribution agents only. It needs to reach people where they are. And people are online. People are on social media. People are on other channels that they should be reached. And that requires to embrace technology, which is not happening for many reasons. Because most of the insurers, they don't believe in digital. I've heard that this year, 2021. One big CEO telling me, I simply do not believe in insurance, in digital. And also internally in their operations, they did not embrace digital workforce so that the workforce is enabled. Because most of the time, and if technology is not integrated in their operations, there is a lot of manual actions and tasks. There are also things that they're not providing efficiently to people. Just one example. Lately, we had a claimant that we were supporting, and the reason why the claim took time is simply because the underwriter who was manually entering the contract just forgot to enter that guarantee, simply. So technology would just help, streamline all of that and avoid manual tasks and errors thereof. So to again engage with the mass, they need to have more technology and be able to reach everyone. And technology can enable that.
And Suleiman, maybe very shortly, because I do understand that, and I do understand technology is an unlock, but at the same time, and I'm going to prompt you for a short answer so that we also have time to get back to the panel.
Yeah.
At the same time, we obviously see that sort of the technology penetration, the smartphone penetration or access to internet for quite a large part of Africa is not yet there. So how do you see that?
I've been a big advocate for internet penetration, but that requires education. People use internet, in our daily lives, for from e-commerce to social media mainly. So we need to educate people onto using internet for important things such as important and functional things such as insurance. So that requires time, that requires education, and that education is not the core business of insurance companies. So they need to be partnering with actors and fintech such as ASSURAF. That's the only way.
Yeah,
thank you for that. And
that's great.
Thank you very much for having me.
Can I ask one question to Suleiman?
Yes.
If every African has a mobile phone today,
yes,
and they all have a product on accident, do you think they will buy immediately, all of them?
If they are convinced of the legitimacy, yes. If they believe in the legitimacy of the product and they can afford it, obviously they'll have it.
I'm sure
everyone has a telephone.
millions of Africans have access to electronic payment, whether it is mobile payment and other things. Even government are pushing for that. So
Absolutely.
that obstacle will be over very soon.
Absolutely. And I'll be happy for that. I come from the mobile world.
However, I doubt that it will make a big impact and we will reach South Africa where it is, because South Africa did it without that.
South Africa is culturally different, but let's just say that in the poorest country, starting with the likes of microinsurance and mobile insurance will actually increase the culture of insurance. And someone who consumes insurance on his daily life is someone who, the day he will have a SME or a big corporation, will believe in insurance and also take insurance. So it needs to be across all segments. And if need to be started from the mobile insurance, let's start from there.
I think turning it. Thank you, Suleimane. And